Tech fans, it's time to be up with the white and gold. He's GaTech Jon Watts. I am Jeremy, the Impact York. It's a good thing that's written on the screen, or I would mess that up just like I do every other show. But we are here to talk about all things Georgia Tech. Yes, this show is happening on a Sunday. We both had scheduling conflicts to where we could not do the show this Thursday. So we decided we'd go ahead and wait till the aftermath of last night's game. And I am glad we did because the tone of this show changed tremendously. So, first off, Jon, how are you?
It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I'd say, with the topic of this show, busy time of year, we're just thinking all over the place. I was out till 2 a.m. last night with a local band competition. So, it's crazy. It's the ups and downs of life.
Yep, definitely that. And the band competition he is talking about, it was a Christian reggae competition that he was at, and just fascinating stuff that they're doing. Hey, we're all into different stuff, and it's good stuff. So it's good that you get out and do things like that.
Yeah, you always want to see a competition that's like a mixture of Scott Stapp and Bob Marley.
Yeah, I mean, why not? The Steel Drum Creed that is that. But let's get back to Georgia Tech before this whole show goes completely off a cliff, Thelma and Louise style, because it's headed that way. If you want to be a part of this show, you can find us on all the social medias. You can follow me at the Impact 99 on basically anything. You can find us on Facebook at Team Impact Media, on Twitter. I think it's still called Twitter or X or Elon's baby or whatever you want to call it. You can find us on YouTube. I mean, that's the logo, but every time my app still says it's called Twitter, so I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. Yeah. Impact_media_, and I think you are a GaTech Jon on most of the social medias, right?
Yep, that's me.
Or some sort of combination of that. You guys will easily find his pictures, trust me.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little about the Boston College debacle. And I told you before we come on here, I didn't tell you what my take was, but I said, I think I have figured out the identity of this team. I don't know that Brent Key knows the identity of this team. I think I do, but I'm going to wait until we talk about the second game before I drop that. It seemed like this Boston College game, it looked a lot closer than it was. 38-23 sounds like, man, they were right there in it. But when you watch the game and you look at the box score, you look at the stat sheet, the game recaps, all that kind of stuff, it tells you, even the highlights will show you that if your name was Haynes, you put up a great effort and helped keep this team in it. If your name was not Haynes, you probably had nothing to do with it. It seemed like the Haynes show, whether it was Haynes King or Jamal Haynes, it was one of the two outside of Burr kicking through the uprights. And you got to have more than two players to keep yourself in it.
Yeah, definitely. We had one score that was not a Haynes, late in the third quarter. But yeah, it was pretty much just it's a weird game. Like it was definitely a tale of two halves here.
Yeah.
So fairly close. Kind of going through. Just kind of going back and forth, and in those first two quarters, and like I said, it looked close at halftime. And this is kind of the way it is, and it definitely is. There is something to be said about the second half, and a lot of these games this season. This one, and we'll talk about the next one. But yeah, something's got to be done because it's a lot of, hey, they scored. We got to kind of keep ourselves in this, and a lot of like chasing, and it's not a great thing to do. You see, the way the season's kind of gone, is that we expect to, hey, we're doing good, and then we'll let it go, and then So you get games where you think you should win. I mean, we should have won Bowling Green. Thought we should have won uh, Boston College. Instead, we lose those two, and we beat Miami. So at the time, so I mean, it's a lot of I don't know. You think like that they're building around the two Haynes. I mean, we got the Haynes King, this quarterback we got in here that seems to be working well, but that finding that complete, you know, for the whole team. Like, what do we do? What is our team doing? It seems like a lot of. Let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, not a lot of direction, and since there's not a whole lot more to talk about the Boston College one, I mean, we can go back to it in a minute if we need to. I'm going to just kind of roll into what I was going to say is I'm going to go all the way back at the beginning. They played Louisville. We thought they had a really good shot at Louisville. They come up a little short. Okay. They actually beat South Carolina State. We thought they were going to do that. That was the one that, as predicted, that one actually happened. Every other game has been quite the opposite. We thought they'd be competitive with Ole Miss. They got ran over by the train that is the Ole Miss. We thought Wake Forest would give them a game. Instead, Georgia Tech wins that one. We thought they'd beat Bowling Green. Bowling Green wins that one. Up the floor with them and escort them out of the building. Instead, Miami lets them hang around. They win that one. Boston College, we just said, we thought they should beat Boston College. Well, they don't. Like, outside of somebody named Haynes, that game's a train wreck. And then we roll into this week where they face number 17 North Carolina, and we're like, okay, I just hope they're competitive. Maybe they're not ready for North Carolina, who is better than a 17 ranked team. They're probably a top 10, honestly. And instead, they find a way to win 46-42. They've done the polar opposite of practically every prediction this entire year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way this game kind of went, and we'll get into it a little bit, but it's another game that you know in North Carolina, it shouldn't have been how it was. A team that came in 6-1, and they started the game like we thought they would. I was like, all right, well, I mean, we expected them to lose, and then Tech pulls something out of somewhere and into the halves. The second half of each half, and managed to come away with a win here. And like you're saying, it's really weird that the games that we're expecting to win, they don't, and the games they should win, they do. And I mean, but and it's back and forth. We still got the 500. We still got 500. We're 4-4, just not the way you thought we would. So
No,
it's like,
no,
okay.
not at all. But
So I mean,
go ahead.
in that theory, is that being we might be Georgia?
I mean, that's kind of the point I'm going to make here. Is here's what I think the identity of this team is. They play up to the people that are better than them, and they play down to the people that are not as good as them. So that's why they're losing against people they should beat, and they're winning against people that they should lose to, technically, as far as on paper. So I just think they play up or down to their opponent based off of where the opponent is to them, and that's why they're doing the opposite of what we think they should do.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. That's always been a long mindset of, hey, just because they're not as good as you, don't let them fool you. And you think that we would learn this over the years of the years where we would lose to teams like Middle Tennessee State. And I mean, it's even. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but when Michigan lost against App State,
That's the exact game I was thinking of.
we beat Florida State at home that one year. I mean, it's the epitome of that. You should never play down just because someone might be ready to play that game. That's why I call it any given Sunday for NFL, but any given Saturday, I guess. or Thursday or Friday games. But yeah,
Any given
you
day,
never know sometimes.
any
Yep.
given day for sure. Yeah, but it's the tortoise and the hare theory. It's, we all know the story. The hare's like, oh, this tortoise, man, I can run this thing twice before he runs it once. And so he just kind of lags through it, kind of just takes his own time, and then he ends up getting beat in the end because he let the tortoise hang around. The tortoise beat him. So it's why you should always, I have no problem with Belichick or any of the Harbaughs or any of these. I mean, Andy Reid will do it too. Nick Saban the same way. He keeps the foot on the gas. If that means he beats you 73-6, then it's 73-6 because he knows if he takes the foot off the gas that you might catch up and beat him.
Yeah, I mean, same with I mean, I'll bring in Carrollton because when do every week we won. I mean, they won 63-7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're playing 3-5. They let them score, but then they're just like, nope, we're just gonna keep it going. So it's, I mean, historically, what you get. I mean, the same reason, would take us back early days when you got to score like 222 to nothing.
Yeah.
So, of course, that one's a little different because I was mad, but still.
But yeah, it's. I mean
Yeah,
that's just the like I said. I think that's the identity of this team, and you shouldn't just go with it because I'm wearing the English hat and I like Sherlock. I don't think it's that big of a mystery. It's just you. That's just yesterday. I mean, a lot of people on this network know that I cover Kennesaw locally as well. Uh, that coach said the same thing when they asked about his game plan of the game. Is he said, yeah, we wanted to change it up and do some stuff, but we have no identity this year, and we finally started to get an identity, so I stuck with it. He goes, I didn't want to change the game plan because it was actually working and it got him a win. So I think Coach Key is in the same boat here. He's like, whatever's going to work is what I'm going to do. If we want to change it later, we'll change it later, but for now, you stick with what works.
Yeah, I never agree there. I wish they could. I mean, after the game this week, wish could spread that out across all 4 quarters instead of like okay,
Yeah.
uh, but leave it on your seats for. I mean, this for anything in the first and third quarter, and we put up more than 20 points in the second and the fourth quarter. So it's just like, well, I don't know, it's really weird kind of way that went, but
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the go
stay
ahead.
with it.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the stats, and like I said last week, Haynes King was your leading passer and your leading rusher, which don't get me wrong, Haynes King could run. I don't want him to be my leading rusher because I've got a whole room full of guys that should be running circles around him as far as talent wise. And it wasn't even Haynes King this time who had 90 yards on the ground. It wasn't Jamal Haynes that had 80 yards. It was Dante Smith, 22 carries, 178 yards, and a touchdown, including a 70-yard run that, if the end zone wasn't there, he might still be running now.
Yeah, I mean, they found something different, I guess. With the last game where it's been Haynes and Haynes, and like, all right, well, when to do something, maybe do something different this time, and because if you keep doing the same thing, then the teams will eventually figure it out. The whole reason why we kind of left the triple option, we did it did great for years, but then people started really figuring it out, and then it's kind of died out. So we switched back out of that and try something different. Just take a little while to really build back up, but yeah, switch it up a little bit, and as you get Dante Smith for rushing yards, you get Eric Singleton on receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
So
Malik Rutherford.
yeah, just a little something different. Yep.
I mean, we finally see the emergence of Brett Seether, who has 2 touchdown catches. Only has 2 catches on the day for 40 yards. Both of them go for scores. I mean, it's about
2
time the
touchdowns.
Christian Learys and the Dylan Leonards show up.
He went 2 for 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But just I mean, even the
and even
defense,
in that, I mean,
you had
spread right out. I mean,
yeah, you had Daquan Dowse with a sack. You had people in the backfield for once, which is not something they're used to doing on defense. So, I mean, what Kyle Kennard had one. I mean, I think we ended up with two total sacks, but they were actually getting pressure on Derek May,
yeah,
who is probably going to go in the top 7 or 8 this year in the draft.
yeah,
But I mean, they're technically only 2 games worse now than the team they just beat. UNC is 6-2 and they're 4-4. All they have to do is win 2 games in the next 4, and that's actually very possible.
yeah. I mean, this week's game was pretty close. Um, Normally, I would say with Clemson season, we have Syracuse, which I mean we could do. So yeah, I definitely think it's possible. Um, I mean, I realistically we shouldn't beat Georgia, but like I said, there's no telling. But I think we should at least be able to pick up 2 out of the next 3.
Does that mean
But
what
again,
was it?
what we should do, what we shouldn't, could
Yeah,
you never know.
I mean you faced what 3 or 4 now? 3 undefeated teams at the time that they played you, and I think you beat 2 out of 3, or you might have beat all 3 at this point. I mean it, and you just beat North Carolina. I mean, honestly, the way it's going, you're clearly going to lose to Virginia because they've only won 2 games. So clearly that's going to be a loss. Uh, Clemson is a coin flip. Good chance you beat Syracuse. And at this point, unless the Georgia that showed up this past weekend shows up, there's a good chance you might hang around and last minute field goal Aaron Burr for the win over Georgia. I mean, it can happen.
In better.
That dude is cold. Yeah, he is cold, hard kicker right there.
I mean, we do we do usually put some good kickers in there. Not mentioning Harrison Bucker.
He's pretty good. I met the kid. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's all right. No, wait, I haven't met him. I'm thinking of the Georgia guy. Forgot the Georgia's guy's name. I met him.
Which one?
Butler, I think.
Who?
Butler. Does that sound right?
Okay.
He does media now with Aaron Murray, or a podcast or something.
Yeah.
One or the other.
I'm referring to the current kicker for Kansas City Chiefs.
Which, for the sake of it, he's kicking right now because their game is going on as we speak.
I know.
But
one
yeah,
I can watch.
yeah. Um, and right now he has all 3 of their points. So did we lose you? Nope, nope. There you are. At least I think you're there.
Watch.
There he is.
Have to watch the
Oh, now you're back. I think you're still there. You look like you're still there.
Yeah, internet problems here, man.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything you're saying.
Oh, can you hear now? Are you with us now? Nothing? Nope. All right, can you hear me now? Still nothing.
Good.
Still nothing?
I'll get it, man.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if you heard what I had said, but I had said that Butker actually has all 3 of the Chiefs' points right now. So, but As we said, they have the game coming up with Virginia this weekend. Virginia is only 2-6. They should be able to handle them, but they have to play Virginia the same way that they played this past weekend. And I think if they play the way they did last night against Virginia, they should have this wrapped up at halftime.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be good. Even though we're kind of opened up as the underdog.
Yeah, that is weird. That Virginia is a 2-point favorite, and you get 3 points for being at home. So if this thing happened in your backyard, then Tech would be a 1-point favorite. That makes no sense.
They like you get like 300 points around your name on 50.
Yeah, I mean pretty much. But uh, I guess let's why did that screen just close? That screen should not have closed, but we'll get that back up. We'll make some picks real quick, and we will get out of here on a Sunday. We're hoping to have the show back on Thursday, back on our regular schedule. Everything should be good this time around. Just the world needed us elsewhere, so we were elsewhere on that day. Let's start with the Georgia Tech game against Virginia. That is in Virginia. That is on the CW network. So, folks, you're going to have to wait to see your Steve Harvey marathon and your crazy random questions. You're going to have to watch this game first. What you got?
Well, I would not be able to watch this game because of being on the CW.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely gonna take Georgia Tech on this one.
There's a lot of games this week. Oh, you still there? There you go. All right. Yeah, I agree. It's got to be Tech on this one. I don't see another way that it could be. It's got to be. I mean, it's got to be Tech. So it has to be for the sake of Brent Key. I think that he has to win the game he's supposed to win so that he can go 1-2 in his last 3 games and still make a bowl game. But we will do picks real quick. There is a full slate of ACC games. We will open up this Thursday. Probably the time we record will be Wake Forest at Duke. Duke is a 12-point favorite. That is on the 4-letter network. Who you got?
Yeah, I expected Duke to win this past weekend, but clearly their opponent had some other ideas about that. I'm gonna take Duke. They're gonna avenge that loss.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. I don't think this is the Wake Forest team we thought they were early in the year. I think that's part of how Tech beat them as well. Give me Duke in that one. They're not even going to skip till Saturday. The next ACC game is Friday on the Deuce, 7:30 kickoff. The home team is a 3-point favorite as Syracuse welcomes in Boston College. Who you got?
This one's kind of a battle of the middle lower pack here. I guess I'm gonna take Boston College. I'm just really not really seeing much out of Syracuse. I mean, I don't hear much on them, so I'll take Boston College.
I would normally take Syracuse just to go against you here on the show and be more interesting. But what helps Tech the most? Because yes, whether Tech is my number one team, which it is not, it is your number one team. Oh, or they are, or not, doesn't matter. They are one of my teams, and I do want them to do well as long as they are not playing my team, which is highly unlikely that my team and this team ever play, ever, ever, ever. Maybe on a video game, but I want them to do well. What helps Tech the most is a Syracuse loss. So give me Boston College as well. Now we go to number 12. Notre Dame is on the road in Clemson. That is a game I wish I could be at live. That would be a fantastic game to attend. That is going to be on the Alphabet ABC for people who don't know. That is Alphabet. Notre Dame is only a 3-point favorite. That tells you how hard it is to play at Death Valley. What you got?
Yeah, definitely. Normally, I want to go with. I'll take Clemson at home. I don't really care whether I lose that pick or not, but I'm not gonna pick Notre Dame ever. Just don't care for them. Nothing against you guys. I just something about the privilege they get. That always bothered me.
Yeah, and at the risk of getting yelled at church on Sunday, yeah, exactly. At the risk of getting yelled at church on Sunday, yeah, I'll be there Sunday. I'll be there a couple days this week. I'm not picking Notre Dame as well. They are a really good football squad, but man, if you've never been to Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, I implore you to go. Hopefully, you go at a time that one of your teams is not playing against them. But yeah, give me the Clemson Tigers at home. That is one of the hardest environments to play in the South, and I think Notre Dame is going to have issues. And it's crazy that it's an ABC game and not an NBC game. Then let's see. That's a 12 noon kickoff too. That's almost disrespectful. Also a 12 noon kickoff. Campbell, not Campbell High School locally here. That is Campbell College is going to go face the Tar Heels in North Carolina. Campbell at 4-4. Good for them. On the ACC network. Do you like Campbell enough to take them? Can you hear me?
I don't even know who that.
I didn't know who they were either. I'm looking at the schedule.
And, and I'm pretty sure UNC now is going to be mad after what we did. So no, North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm taking. Yeah, you should see the mascot. Oh my goodness. I dare you. I tell you what, I'm taking Campbell just for the sake of what their mascot is. I was trying to figure out what this little graphic was. They are the Campbell Fighting Camels. The Fighting Camels. This thing, you should. I don't. Let's see. Can I get this thing? Can I get? Where's this? Yeah. Here they are. Oh, no, here they are. Here they are. Yeah.
A little blurry, but yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Fighting Camels. Why not? Give me the Fighting Camels. I don't even know where they're located, but go Campbell. Knock this one off. We got a couple minutes. Let's get through these last few. Number 4, Florida State is going to Pitt. Florida State is a 22.5-point favorite. This is on the 4-letter network at 3:30. Is it Seminoles all day?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, since we can't do this locally anymore and it mean anything. Yep. Give me the Seminoles in this one. It's the one team you can still Heard County Braves, I guess, if you want to talk here locally. But yeah, give me Florida State as well. Virginia Tech going on the road to number 15, Louisville. ACC Network, Louisville 10.5-point favorite, 3:30 kick. Virginia Tech or Louisville?
I'm going to go with Louisville on this one. I think they're need to fight it out to kind of preserve that spot for the ACC championship. I think they can do pretty well, and no issue. I think it'll come down to FSU versus Louisville in the championship.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Louisville probably takes this one. Lastly, this might be the best matchup. At least they saved it for last. ACC Network, 8 p.m. The away team is a 4-point favorite as Miami goes to NC State.
I'm going to goes to NC State.
Did we lose you? Or are you going NC State? Is that what you said?
A little bit. Yeah, I heard you say it was somebody goes to NC State.
Miami.
The U. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Miami started out the year, fairly strong, and then just kind of went. And NC State, you never know. They can kind of pull out wins you don't know about. I'll go with Wolfpack.
I gotta agree. I feel like Miami's a little bit on the shell shock, and they're going to get shocked again. I'm taking NC State in that one, and that's going to do it for us. For Up with the White and Gold, he is GaTech Jon Watts. I am Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys hopefully Thursday. If you don't see us Thursday, I promise we'll be on. We are Up with the White and Gold. Hope you are as well. We'll see you guys Thursday. Let's get a GoTech on the way out. Whether that came through or not, I'll say it. There you go. Go, Jack.